My Paris love story is, I have many and they're all very convoluted and fun? I don't know if that's even the best word to describe it. I'll go with fun. Hey everyone, it is Edwina back with another video. I feel like that's my catchphrase these days, but I am on the channel. As you can see, we invite a lot of different au pairs on the channel these days because we think it's really interesting to have different opinions and different perspectives all on this channel, because there are au pairs all over the world, which is so amazing. And it's amazing that this community has grown so much and this channel has grown so much, and me and Hannah get to share it with all of y'all. That said, I still love filming and making videos myself, and this week's video is, as you can guess from the title, all about love. So we actually started a new thing this week called Dear APOP, and we're gonna try to choose a theme every time we do it, but it's a blog column that we have on the Au Pair Butterfly website. Go check it out, their blog. So we're guest blogging on them, their channel, or on their website, with advice that we have, because we get so many questions that we thought this would be a great platform to just kind of give all of our advice in one place. That advice will be from both me and Hannah, and so I'm eager to read your comments and hear your opinions on that. But for this video, I am going to be breaking down 5 advice tips that I have for those of you trying to date in France, date in Europe in general, and just get out there and meet a significant other, because I've definitely gone through the grindstone with this topic. I know it's a hot topic on our channel. Let's break into it. My first tip is, as you can see on our other videos, notably this one and this one, we do encourage you to go out on dating apps. If you're new to a city, this is just the fastest way to meet other significant others and go on dates. And my first tip is to just do it. I feel like I say this a lot in regards to many different topics on this channel, but really, I think that we all get really caught up in our heads and this like narrative of, oh my gosh, is this person the one or are they not? But like, in the beginning, it's really just about meeting as many people as you can and just like getting out there. I personally don't like talking a lot on the apps. I feel like maybe talking for language purposes, just to establish like what language you want to speak in and like get to know each other a little bit. Definitely vet the person a bit. I don't like conversing on apps so much, because I feel like you get to this point where you're so used to talking on the app that you don't actually meet each other in person. So that's why I'm saying just do it. Just go out, rip the band-aid off, go meet people for first dates, and once you get going and you meet a bunch of people on first dates, it becomes more natural and a lot less weird and a lot less awkward, and you become better at kind of navigating who's gonna be a good date, who's gonna be not a good date. I mean, I've definitely left dates after like 15-20 minutes. Not many, but you know, sometimes if it's not going well, don't be afraid to just be like, peace. So in that regard, just do it, and also just leave it if it's not going well. Second tip, this tip should have gone first actually. It's to define what you're looking for. And that can get really hard, especially if you're me. I have definitely written on paper, okay, this is what I'm looking for, and then met someone and been completely convinced that what I thought I was looking for is not what I was looking for. But then I've also been in situations where I didn't define what I was looking for on the front end, and therefore I completely just fell into whatever came to me, and I feel like that was not an empowering position to be in, and I definitely learned from that. In my past relationships, I've definitely fallen into them just because they were like the best opportunity at the time, which is like, that's not respectable to me, not respectable to the person. Like, you definitely want to be empowered. You want to be empowered in the position you're putting yourself in. So I remember, or I do this often, where I write down kind of like what I'm looking for, and I'm flexible in that, but like not so much the person and what they look like and who they are, because I think that is like up to fate or up to whoever comes into your life. But it's more so, what type of relationship am I looking for? Am I looking to just like have fun right now? Am I looking to just be single? Like something casual or something very serious? And I think knowing that and being very certain in that, and then also not wavering from that, can get you out of a lot of situations. Because I feel like, actually, this is honestly advice to myself, if I had stuck to what I said and like reminded myself of what I said, I have gone into situations where I say one thing and then I hear, like, I'm serious, for example, and the other person's like, I'm casual. That is when you shouldn't continue to pursue that in the hopes that something will change. Things will not change. Define what you're looking for and stick to it. Second piece of advice. Tip is to live off of the dating apps and the social media apps in general. I've definitely had relationships because I travel between the US and France so much. I definitely had relationships that have gone long distance, and as a result, I've sometimes been guilty of dating the person that I'm texting and not the actual person. And those people, like, as a millennial generation person, I do admit that, like, the person that I am in a text or on social media is different than who I am behind the camera, and that's the same for the person that you're dating. So I think as much as you can, dating the person that's actually in the real world, as much as that's like crazy advice, like, I feel like in the times that we live in, it's important advice, and just date that person as much as you can. If you're long distance, call them on the phone, FaceTime them as much as you can, and try to, like, not get caught up in the texting, the tone, and like what you post on social media, and leaving stories on red, and etc. Especially with, I think, like, people that are 4 years younger than me, Snapchat is a huge application, which can just be a lot. So just making sure that you're being mindful of how much time you're spending talking to them on social media versus talking to them in real life. It's good for your mental health, and it's good for the relationship overall, and it's definitely something that I've definitely worked on over the years. And when you're traveling and you're dating people, you often go long distance, so I feel like this really pertains to the APOP community in general. Keep that in mind. Yeah, technology plays its part, don't let it overplay its part. Number 4, go on weekend trips, test your relationship. This is a great piece of advice that I have definitely experienced myself in Europe. If you're living in Europe, it's awesome because you can go rent a car and then go for a weekend trip, or get on a train and, like, go to a city and just, like, rent an Airbnb, and everything's not as expensive as I would say traveling in the States is. So that's a great way to, like, have mini tests of your relationship, and see if you can really, like, you know, stick it out. And I think that it's really telling of a person and yourself if you can survive in the same room with someone for 24 to 48 hours. COVID is a big test of that as well, but I think traveling really brings out certain sides of certain people's personalities, which is important to dating because you want to be seeing the entire person and you want that entire person to see you. Past relationship I had planned a weekend away with a boyfriend that I had at the time, and the pressure of going on that weekend actually made me really look at a mirror and reflect on how I felt about the relationship, and it made me break up with this person before we went traveling together, because I realized that we were already having some problems in our relationship before traveling, and I didn't want to put myself in a situation where I was trapped with this person traveling. So, like, either I would have found out on the weekend trip, or I'm glad that I came to evaluate that situation before and I didn't waste my time. I didn't get reimbursed necessarily, but I'm really glad that I decided not to go on the trip, and I decided to have a conversation with him before we went. So either planning a trip will help test your relationship, or planning a trip will help you look in a mirror and be truthful about how you feel like this is gonna go, which is really helpful. Tip that I wish I had thought of when dating is to invest in your girlfriends or your community in general. And I feel like APOP always goes back to this because we are a community of people. That's the most important thing when you're abroad, when you're moving to a new place, is meeting as many people as you can, not just people you're dating, not just boyfriends. The worst thing in the world is to be dating someone, have them break up with you, and then that be your only support system and you're completely alone. I'm speaking from experience. Hannah would definitely agree with me. Invest in your friends. I feel like when you're coming from a strong position of having a lot of friends, having a good support system, it makes you your best self when going into a relationship. So definitely use the APOP community. If you want more love advice from me and Hannah, you can always go to the blog post. Like I said, we're starting this APOP, Dear APOP column on the Au Pair Butterfly agency website, where we're going to answer more and more of your intimate behind the scenes questions. It's kind of stuff that we don't always talk about, so it's really fun that we have this medium to express all of those thoughts. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like, because it really supports our channel and it helps us know that you like these types of videos. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. That helps us know as well, so we know what content to create for the future. And yeah, comment down below with your love story. Have you dated a French guy before? Have you dated someone from Europe, from another country? Have you gone long distance? Let us know. We love hearing this stuff. So yeah, follow us on Instagram if you don't already. This is kind of where we get Instagram or YouTube video ideas. So that's it. I guess that's it. Let me think. Yep, that's it. Bye for now. Ciao. That's it. I have booked weekends with people and then had to cancel and wasted that money. But good news is that it wasn't that expensive, and I don't know, is there good news?